also got some news to share with you as well in regard to Fred Whitton. Got my email through on Monday. I was unsuccessful this year, so unless I've got anything in my diary already, I won't be off to the Lake District this year. If you haven't watched my channel before, I am currently in training for the Transcontinental number 8. So I've got a few months ahead of me. That's Wednesdays, and that starts in April, 6:30 I believe at the kick-off. So I'm really looking forward to that, and cycling around the Peak District for a few hours in the afternoon. Again, crossing my fingers, hoping the weather's good. We've had so much bad weather over the last, well, the whole winter and autumn, so I'm just hoping it's good for next weekend. I'll show you on screen. I've got so much going on between now and August. The Sonder Colibri, it's the demo version. This one has got a SRAM chain set on it. It's the SRAM rival. The one I'm opting for is a Shimano Tegra. It's my commuter bike. I use this Monday to Friday to from work, 10 miles each way. So everything else I usually have on the bike is pretty much the same. I'm at Wahoo, got a phone thing here, never use it, light. Of course my bag of tricks, but of course I've had to bring along some power today as well. I'll be getting 80% of the wage packet for the foreseeable future, I guess. Only one form of exercise a day. With all this happening, the good weather has actually arrived, which is sod's law. It's going to be a very strange 3 weeks coming up. Let me fill you in on the Transcontinental race. 2021. Been postponed until next year. I don't know why I said that in a sort of surprise-like voice, because I knew it was coming. The writing was on the wall, really. Well, hello folks, and welcome to another video here on my YouTube channel. As you can see, I got a big smile on my face today because today's new bike day. I've just picked this up yesterday, and well, it's Sunday evening now, so it's about 5 o'clock, and it seems like I've been waiting forever for the weather to improve. So there you go, that's the Sonder Colibri Ti titanium road bike. Greetings everyone, and welcome to another video here on my YouTube channel. As you might have heard in the recent news today, traffic levels are at the lowest since the 1950s, so there's never been a better time to get on a bike and do a bit of shopping. Let's see what I went shopping for today. Tomatoes, 2 boxes of cereal, also bought some Warburton's crumpets as a bit of a late night snack. A couple of weeks ago I remember posting on Facebook saying now there's less traffic on the roads, we as cyclists can ride further out. At the time I got a couple of people with their angry faces, negative comments. I'm like, how wrong were you? People are practicing social distancing, the people on the paths, and you've still got to give them 2 meters of distance, so you've got to be further out. I just signed up for Velo Viewer and the squares, so I've just downloaded the Chrome extension. As you can see, all the blue squares, pink squares all over the map. So what I'm going to do to check out some local roads in the area, some of these trails. As you can see, 90k. I have no idea how that's going to go, but I'm going to be out with my camera tomorrow. Oh dear, this could be quite fun. Bit of an adventure. I think maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Tell you what would have been easier, flat pedals. Socks a bit wet, shoes are still white, so all's good in the world. So when I said I've signed up to a Velo Viewer, to these square things, I didn't quite think I'd be pushing my bike around. I'm not quite sure if I had a mountain bike whether I'd be able to ride it or not. The bike will need a good clean. Delivery arrived today. This one, Conquer the Lincolnshire Wolds. I'll put the route up on screen, this main leg of it. As you can see, it's a big carrot. Yeah, what a lovely place this is, look. Freshly cut grass. I'm going to water in a minute. Found me a bivvy spot. I feel like I'm on the Blair Witch. And it's time for some breakfast, so I've got some tortilla wraps. Here you go, that's what I stuck through last night. What a beast. Conquer the Lincolnshire Wolds. Yes, finally done it. 320 kilometres. Oh, Bloody hell! Yeah, look at that route. There it is on the screen again. Oh, that was horrendous. Okay, I brought up the first climb of the day. There it is, Park Rash HC Hardcore. And as you can see by the gradient, it starts off pretty steep. Bit of green in the middle, so it slackens out a little bit. So that's time for a bit of recovery, and creeps back up again. It's hard to appreciate that on film, but wow. Here I am, top of Park Rash. I told that's one of the hardest climbs this year. Oh, that was difficult. I thought I was never going to reach the top. We're not shifting for anyone. July the 4th is when England is expected to open up the hospitality industry. So that means you can stay at hotels, B&Bs, you can camp. As many of you will know, I'm hoping to do Land's End to John O'Groats this year. Perhaps the most popular way to do it is ride dusk to dawn. I will be instead riding at 24 hours. So last year, I rode 504 kilometres in 24.5 hours. So once I'd finally left Wainfleet, starting to feel a little bit down by this point and questioning whether I was going to finish it, because I was starting to feel pretty cold inside. It was a fantastic day. It didn't quite end how I'd hoped and planned it to, but still a fantastic distance. So 412 kilometres. So it's Saturday, July the 4th, Independence Day, and I don't mean American Independence Day, I mean independence in the fact that we've got a bit more freedom. It's been feeling good today. There's been a bit of moments where I'm like, oh, that doesn't quite feel right. I don't know whether I need to reduce a few things on the back, or perhaps introduce another stem bag. And it's my Land's End to John O'Groats trip, day one, stage one. So I just got dropped off by my dad in Halford. Don't know where I am now. Probably about 5k up the road. It's been lumpy as I'm creeping onto the Cotswolds. So tomorrow the ride starts properly, so I shall see you bright and early in the morning. I had to put loads of layers on just to keep warm. I'm here with my stove. Just about to have a cup of soup. I've had some porridge, and I'll put enough water in there. I'm gonna get a cup of coffee as well. It's quite off in the distance, but the first sight of Michael's Mount. We finally made it to Land's End, and look at that sky. Well, I'll tell you right now, it wasn't like that when I arrived. Final view from my tent this evening. Tomorrow is Friday. Start of Land's End, John O'Groats. Land's End, John O'Groats, 874 miles away. Check out this place. Got a sandwich, another sandwich to eat there. Chicken mayonnaise. Got some beans and some chicken savoury. I'm really picking it out tonight. Cottage crunch biscuits and some knickknacks. This is quite common on the campsites that I found. Got like a one-way system going around the entire building. Of course, if you're up bright and early, it's probably not going to bother you. One of the many benefits of having a stove is you can just stop anywhere and grab a cup of coffee. I've got a friend, Chris Scalehorn, on his way here. I've made a list of things what I could really do with, and he's going to take things away for what I don't need to take along with me. In the meantime, what I've been doing, I've washed my bike. Water comes out of the tap over there quite quickly. It's gone 12:30. I was joined early on today by Ian Loynes, who lives nearby. We cycled to the Three Peaks cycle place, and they've put a new chain on set. They've got 1134, replaced both of those. Outkit, the bike will be going back with a complaint because the cages are rocking about on the forks. Through the Yorkshire Dales, heading towards the Ribble Valley Viaduct. So me with Jeremy, we're outside the White Hart Inn. Got some nachos. Let's check out the white hair. It needs your business. Sun's out. Oh yeah. And welcome to another campsite. So this one is the Mains Farm campsite here in, what don't even know what county we're in now. Cumbria? I don't know. I think so. I don't know what it is with these tunnels, but I always turn into a big kid if I stop underneath one, because it's like, echo! Well, I've got to say, this is the best view I've had so far. I've just had to push my bike 200 metres up this hill to get here, and to be honest, I didn't push it all the way. I'm a little bit off the path, but yeah. Welcome to the Highlands of Scotland. Look at this. Wow, what a view. Oh yeah. You should have heard me coming up here. I was swearing. I was like, oh wow. Just stopped here at Inverchin Bridge. It's very grand. And if you look straight down, woo! I don't know if I showed you this spot last night, but here I am by the riverside of the Falls of Shin. Here we go, final left turn. Wow. 874 miles plus 500 more. Oh. Whew. Quick breather. This place is pretty inhospitable. Cheers, mate, coming through. Thank you very much. See you. Here, look I've met on the Uden Bank. So in Greenway, I go ride somewhere a little bit different. I'm also going to stop at some point soon.
We've been really busy since we went back up again after we got told to close. It's been mental.
Go around a few times. Oh yeah, I'm liking this. Oh, brilliant. Wow, this is easy. Yeah, so this is it, the Fendon Road roundabout. Everything's just stopping for me. UK's first Dutch style roundabout. Look, that is an awesome view. Warrington. Thank you. If it blocks my path along the way. Look at this.
I think it was in the late 60s. I think it was actually finished being built.
How tall is that? That must be 7 or 8 metres.
Yeah. What do they call this? Vlogception.
Vlogception, yeah.
Vlogging a vlogger vlogging.
Oh, how long have you been going now then?
The first video I put up end of March. I think it was just going into April. Originally my first thought was to document the period of lockdown, you know, because it was new to us. None of us have experienced anything like this. Just to provide dramatic vlog footage.
So again, look, massively wet through an I6 or whatever it is, 5. It's Stephen D. How we doing? Oh, it's more later on. Never seen so many pebbles in one place. Today is nomadic yogurt and oat clusters. Loaded back onto the bike. So this has been my digs for this evening. So here we are, the first slow punch of the day. White lycra, yeah, white lycra man.
Superhero.
Ultimately it's dry, isn't it? Oh, as you see, on the move. Here we are, we just passed through Rothwell. Lovely edition those.
I bought them off eBay.
Well, hello folks. You're just watching some highlights of my Audax career. I'm putting it in air quotes there. Over the last 3 years, this particular video was made way back in November 2019, and since then I've had loads of questions asking about Audax, so I thought it was about time I put a video together to answer some of the most popular questions. Down here on the north wall, this is kind of, we're in my cycling journey sort of started back in 2015, I think it must have been 2015. I would, once a week I'd come down here on my bike from over in the far distance along the North Wall here, from Immingham, travel all the way down to Grimsby, head through that little path there through the Pyewipe Estate and into a company I was working for at the time on Hayton Avenue in the middle of Grimsby. 10 miles each way it was, which was a huge amount of distance.
What would you say is your favourite part about going out on your bike?
Favourite part? I think it's obviously just the feeling that it gives you, isn't it? It's, you know, obviously when you're cycling or doing any kind of exercise, you know, your body produces all of those endorphins and the feel-good chemicals, and it just gives you a kind of a natural high. Plus, there's also that very good kind of sense of achievement when you've done a ride or you've conquered a particular hill, or you've got a PR, or you know, you've gone particularly fast or something. It's just the way it makes me feel, really.
Hopefully, we've got Pure Peak Grit as well to look forward to next Sunday. Which is, I think that's how we first sort of got in contact with another. For anybody who's watching who doesn't know what Pure Peak Grit is, it was a 600-kilometre ride, 48 hours. I think there was like a limit, but the idea was really just to try and ride 600 kilometres within the Peak District. Hopefully that's going to go ahead next year.
I think the route, so it's been put together by a lady called Elena Beacall, hasn't it, who we both know, and she wanted to plan a circular route that could do little loops but didn't go back on itself, that took in every major or known climb in the Peak District. So it is very hilly and obviously very long. And the idea is you do it in one go.
What kind of things have you learnt along the way since day one?
I've learned how to speak more confidently to the camera, and I've learned that when you make a bit of a mess, it's actually got increasingly easier to edit it out. But I think the most important thing is just to learn to make a bit of a story with the video, and once you've got a certain level of confidence just in talking to the camera, it's not that unusual, and just chat away to it.
What kind of things have you learnt along the way then since you started on day one?
Not to fall off.
Edit it.
Oh my God. Come on, Julie, you can do this. You can. Oh, maybe not.
When it comes to editing and bringing stuff together, more falling off is good.
It hurts.
Yeah, no, it does. Actually, yeah, Julie's got a little bit of a reputation for having what we call a little lie down.
I'm going to ask the question everybody probably wants to know the answer to. It's been bugging me for months. Paul Desue chimed in the comments asking, can I ask you about the BSO you bought recently? For anybody that doesn't know, BSO stands for bike-shaped object. Now, I'm guessing he might be referring to the track attack. What happened to it?
Holy hell, that was heavy. I just about got it up there. If anyone wants the track attack, could be your new bike day. 10 hours unlocked. It's a moment of truth. Is it still there? Am I going to get the bus home? It was at the top. Oh no, it's... the track attack. Oh, it's still there. I gotta ride it home.
I've still got it.
Yeah.
I got a shed. It's in the shed with the turbo and the rollers. All the stuff that doesn't get used. So yeah, it's hung up upside down in the shed. I took a photo of it recently. It has got cobwebs on it.
So my name's Katie. My Instagram and YouTube is Kate Kookaburra. Very quickly, that was just my nickname that I had as a kid from my parents, and it kind of just stuck, and I was like, okay, I'll do that. So yeah, I've just got, I had a mountain bike as a kid, but I didn't really ride it. You know, as a kid, you just go on the road, don't you? But yeah, I've just got it, and I am terrible. I'm not good at it. Like I'm stopping at every like kind of obstacle, but I'm slowly but surely getting better. We went wild camping this year. We rode down to like Devon, and like, you know, like, but we did, it was like 330k down there. And we were just like, oh, 330k will be fine. We set off at like 2 a.m, thinking we'd get there about 9 at night. We didn't get there till like 1 a.m. It took us like 24 hours. We didn't realise like our bikes were heavy. And I was just like, I couldn't believe how long it took us to get down there. It was just hilarious. We were just like, how are we still out? Like, well, then we're trying to find somewhere to camp in pitch black at 1 a.m.
I'm George. I am the beard part of the bun beard. I run a cycling company. I have done for the last sort of 5 or 6 years. We sponsor a race team. We used to be a distributor, but we're now just more of a brand. I race myself. Most things I do involve thinking about when I'm next going to be on my bike, or I'm indeed on my bike thinking about what I do when I get off my bike.
We did a version of the tour where we rode a relay to cover the distance, and we tried to do that as fast as possible between 10 of us. And then all of us did an Everesting.
Did an Everesting more or less the next day, was it?
I was quite lucky. I got about a day and a half to recover. Some of the girls only got a day.
Yeah.
5 of us did it in Wales on a hill called the Bwlch, which is a nice steady climb actually, and we got a tailwind on that day. So now every ride when I get a headwind, I'm like, I deserve this, because I was so lucky that day to have a tailwind. And then our sort of 5 American, Australian, Dutch friends, they did, most of them did a virtual.
Yeah.
The Dutch girl did an actual Everest. But
somehow in Holland she found a hill to Everest.
Yeah. So Duncan, we'll perhaps talk about your channel a little bit more. Can you tell me how you got into it? You know,
Right, so we've already talked about the Festive 500. I first got into my YouTube channel with the rather Festive 500. I'm struggling saying it again. In the Christmas of 2017, 2018, because they wanted you to document your journey.
Okay.
So those really were my first consistent videos, were the rides I did to get to the 500 kilometers over that period. And then I just carried it on, mainly because I was doing it as a record for myself of the rides that I was doing. And of course, then it just carried on from there, as these things do.
We were annoyed because we forgot the lock, and we were worried that somebody would steal our bike. That was my carbon fiber bike. I didn't want somebody to take it. And my friend Ollie even had a much better bike. So we hiked way up into the side of the brush, dangerous, way up here to hide the bikes behind some trees. The goal of this one is to reach a glacier head, the head of the glacier, and just see the nice view. I think that's around 2,500 meters. And super nice, super beautiful. The last time we did it was really challenging because there had been a landslide sometime before recently, and it cut the trail that we normally would take. We got lost a little bit or something. It's hard to describe. It's such a huge, it's difficult to understand what path to take. And I ended up going in a really dangerous place. It looked safe, but then when I got there, I was cursing at myself. I'm like, what are you doing here? There's these huge boulders just right all over the place. They look like they could fall. That was testing my patience. But the funny thing is that we got back to the bikes finally, and my friend had the lock in his backpack the whole time. He just didn't find it properly at the beginning.
Well, there you have it, folks. That was 2020, my 2020. It was fantastic to have you along for the journey. I'm sure we can all agree it's been such an unpredictable year. Hopefully in 2021, things will be back to business as usual and be able to do loads of fun stuff together, joining Audaxes, Sportives, the Transcontinental, Pure Peaker, so many other things that I'm looking forward to. Hopefully it will all go to plan. Anyway, for me, take care. I hope you have a fantastic Christmas. All the best to you and your family. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.